The great experience of cooking and preparing food also involves hazards that can be controlled and eliminated. One of the major concerns associated with food preparation is biological organisms, mainly bacteria and viruses. Some bacteria originate from food and are pathogenic and cause disease. Other pathogenic bacteria originate from the human body and can be transmitted to food. When proper food handling precautions are not exercised, bacteria can easily spread throughout a kitchen. Because hands come in direct contact with food during preparation, they often act as a vehicle, transferring bacteria from food to equipment and from your body directly to the food. Hand washing is the most important practice for controlling or eliminating contamination. As a manager, it's important to train employees on proper hand washing techniques, making sure you place posters in the food area to remind employees how and when to wash hands. Hands must be washed before starting work and regularly throughout the workday, especially after using the bathroom. Other times when hands must be washed include when an employee is starting a new shift, after cleaning tables and dishes, after touching or taking out trash, after dealing with an ill customer or coworker, after handling cuts, boils, or skin infections, after handling hazardous chemicals like stove cleaners, after touching hair or face, after eating or smoking, after coughing, sneezing, or blowing their nose, and after handling money or a cell phone. Pathogens can stick to jewelry items and are often missed during washing up. Food handlers must remove the following items prior to food preparation: rings, except for plain bands, bracelets, watches, earrings, necklaces, and facial jewelry. Bacteria and viruses can quickly move from one employee to another by simply sharing equipment. Contamination of a cutting board that is used to cut raw meat and then to cut bread is just one example. Appropriate utensils must also be used when handling ready-to-eat food. These include deli tissue, spatula, single-use gloves, and tongs. Glove use is mandatory if an employee has a cut, boil, or skin infection on his or her hand. An employee with such a wound should preferably work in a non-food preparation area until the wound is healed. Employees wearing gloves must change gloves when changing tasks, after touching raw meat, before handling ready-to-eat food, after covering their mouth when sneezing or coughing, after touching their face or hair, and every 4 hours. Bare hand contact should in general be avoided whenever possible, and particularly when serving highly susceptible populations such as the elderly, children, pregnant women, and people with compromised immune systems. Sick food handlers suffering from diarrhea, vomiting, fever, jaundice, strep throat, or a wound or lesion that cannot be well covered need to be excluded from working in the kitchen. An employee experiencing vomiting, diarrhea, or sore throat with fever must stay home until the symptoms are gone for 24 hours. If an employee is experiencing vomiting or diarrhea for 3 to 4 days, it is recommended they seek medical care, as this may indicate a more serious disease that could pose additional problems if not properly treated. If an employee reports a diagnosis of norovirus, hepatitis A virus, Shigella, Shiga toxin-producing E. coli, or Salmonella typhi, the regulatory agency must be notified. This notification is important as it assists the health department in investigating foodborne illness and can help prevent the spread of the disease in a broader community. Food handlers and chefs take great pride in cooking and serving food and doing it in a friendly and clean environment. They take pride in delivering happiness to their customers through delicious, safely prepared food.